the committee's members. Uh, Today we are here to discuss and suggest ways to prevent the death, the recent tragedy, that is the death of 6 Malaysian youth at the FMFA or Festival Future Music Festival Asia concert, and the arrest of several attendees that has caused great concern among Malaysians. So, about this concert, there have been cancellation of the concert, incurred great losses for the organizers, and has marked the image of the country in organizing such events in future. So, about the suggestion on ways to prevent the tragedy from recurring, do any of do any of the committee have any suggestion?
Yes, I have. Okay, my name is Masra. Okay. In my opinion, suggestion to prevent this tragedy from recurring in the future is to take drug tests on the attendees before entering the music festival, and to do spot check on the attendees and their belongings in case they sneak in drug. That's all.
Okay. About some part of your suggestion.
Can I interrupt?
Yes.
I think I have to agree with Ms. Mistura. As we know, the drug and the alcohol are very dangerous and give us the bad effect immediately. Okay, we can do this spot check at all the entry, and we must confiscate all the bad items and dispose them.
Okay. About the spot check and urine test. Okay. I'm about the urine test is new thing, if it will do about for the concert. But about the spot check, every event that organized in Malaysia, actually we have already done the spot check in their shoes, on their bag, and also in their wallet. That happened in Malaysia about the spot check, and also drug tests can be done, but there is some problem like time about time taken to do the test, which is without any test have been done there, for a person to enter the concert, it takes about 1 hour to enter. So if we done urine test for the all the attendees on the concert, it might be take a lot more time for them to enter, which will cause us some complaints and some charges. Then anyone have a better idea which can be done for the concert?
Okay, I have an idea. The way I see how to prevent these cases, we can set up the age limits. For example, for this concerts, 23 and above are allowed. But it depends on the genre of the concerts. Why? Because I think some of the adolescents, they can make the right decisions. Sometimes they follow their friends, and the elders can make the right decisions because they can think well. But overall, it depends to the concert genre. If it's suitable for the adolescents, then we can proceed. But if it's not suitable, maybe because of some reasons, we can set up with the age limits. Have I made it clear?
I'm clear. So, your idea is to have the age limit. How will the age limit will be done during either during the concert or while they buy the ticket?
Actually, we can buy before they entering the concert, because if we do it, if we check when they want to buy the ticket, he can ask someone to buy for his or her. But when we check he want to enter the concert, we can check by his personal IC or something like that.
Thank you. Thank you for the idea. Any others? Any opposition or any other suggestion?
Okay, I totally agree with Mr. Amar, but I have in my thought a way to prevent this tragedy from recurring is to minimize the number of attendees. To minimize the number of music festivals that can be held in a year. For me, this is it is not for held this concert every year, but it should obey and follow the rules provided by the authorities, such as the limit of age, as Mr. Ahmad said just now, type of music, and so on. Okay, I think when the number of concerts decrease, the tragedy like this will not recurring in the future. That's my thought. Thank you.
Okay, may I interrupt? Okay, because actually I was partially agree with Zara with the minimize the number of music festival, but actually why don't we just minimize the number of audience that attend to the event? Because normally I think an event won't be like many times in a year, like just like a few times, like 2 or 3 times. So why don't we just minimize the number of audience, so that because if minimize the number, then only we can control them well. Not that control, but just like if we do spot check, we also can do, because I also agree with what Miss Mas said just now, like doing spot check, because if we minimize the number of audience and we do spot check, then we can do spot check like do more well in spot check, because we can spend more time in doing spot check. Yeah.
Okay. I understand with your point, but may I have give my opinion about your point? Because when an organizer to organize an event, their main target is attendance, the crowd. So the more crowd they have, the more income they will get. So it will affect the income for the company, which is quite will lower their income.
So may I give my opinion? Okay, I do like your point, but instead we minimize the audience. We can give them a limit due to environment, place. Because when we set up a limit, not this age limit, but the audience limit. When we say we will minimize the attendance, it will give the promoter a bad impressions, because like what our chairman said, when they do an event, Of course, they will target a big income and gain more profit. But in order to win-win situations, we can set up a limit audience due to place, environments, and so on like that lah.
And also, I suggest to increase the number of gate for spot checks, which is is the entrance of audience, and also we will have more gates more gates for the audience to enter, and the spot check will be done more quicker and more effective for me. Do I have an agreement in this table?
Exactly.
So
Totally agree.
so we can conclude that our table agree with the point that to have limit for audience depending on the music genre and the ages, and also place and environment of the event, and also increase the gates for spot check to be done. So that's thank you for the ideas that all of you have introduced today, and thank you for your cooperation today, and we can end our discussion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody gets high sometimes, you know.